Okay, good evening. This is Debbie Davis. It is Tuesday, October 1st, 2024. And okay, the last video that I did, I was exposing that credit card company and Messerli and Kramer. And I found this video online about them, how they have already been served with an FDCPA violation, federal violation. So,
What's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the CreditRepairShop.com.
Okay, I just wanted to play this.
This lawsuit that happened some time ago, but I think that the facts in the lawsuit are relevant to some of the things that debt collectors might be doing today. And what I call this video is a little technicality can go a long way in getting, being able to help you get out of a situation with a debt collector. Now, this debt collector, which is well known, Messerli, Kramer, out of Minnesota or Minneapolis, Minnesota, what happened is they had attempted to collect the debt on these two individuals, and what they ended up doing is the United States District Court, I think it was FTC, ended up doing a lawsuit against Messerli Kramer, and I want to just read so you can kind of see what ended up happening, and you might think that this is kind of strange because this probably happened to you if you had a debt collector, and you don't even know that this is something that's illegal, and I'll admit.
But anyway, he's gonna kind of walk through kind of what happened, but I think just in general, I think there's a lot of really shady. I think most of the debt collectors are doing shady things, and they're real abusive and bullies, and I don't like bullies, and I don't tolerate bullies, whether they're bullying children or bullying adults, and these people act like a bunch of bullies, and but I think everybody. I think that a lot of these credit card companies are extremely fraudulent in their operations all over the country. And I would be I think a lot of them need to be just shut down and investigated. I mean, because like this one already got in trouble, like I said, in 2015 by the Attorney General in Minnesota because they were trying to double dip. They were trying to recollect on debts that were already paid off. So, so if you didn't keep your paperwork, and you couldn't prove to them it was already paid off, then they would try to double dip. And, a lot of people don't keep their paperwork. And so that's how they get people. And they're basically, they're basically fraudulent. They're acting in fraudulent manner. So.
The way when I was reading through this, the way that the debt collector handled stuff, I think that I've seen this, over and over again from different debt collectors.
Yeah.
So we'll first start here.
Did you know paying your bills on time raises your credit score, right? Wrong. In fact, this is the first of 3 major credit score lies.
Okay.
And this individual was actually from my city, and Messerli Kramer does a lot of debt that they want to collect here in Wisconsin because it's a state, neighboring state. So
yeah,
they're right here.
They collect here and in Minnesota.
March 8th of 2017, Messerli faxed an employment verification letter to Sarnecki's employer, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Milwaukee, HUD. And it said here, and they had Exhibit A, we'll get to that. It said, upon information and belief, the alleged debt that Messerli was attempting to collect by sending a exhibit, which is the employment verification to the plaintiff, was allegedly incurred for personal, family, or household purposes, namely a personal credit account. Exhibit A form facsimile cover sheet with the information specifically for her and this employment verification request inserted manually. It says that Exhibit A printed on Messerli attorney letterhead, which identifies the firm as Attorneys at Law. Exhibit A also stated that the information in the fax message is attorney privilege and confidential information intended for use of the individual or entity named above. And then it had Exhibit A was addressed to attention HR/payroll department, U.S. Department of HUD, Milwaukee. Any employer receiving a fax cover sheet from an organization identifying itself as attorney at law that contains important notice, the communication is from a debt collector, is an attempt to collect a debt, would understand that the employment verification is being made in connection with a collection of debt. So it's about to get interesting. So please follow. So I'm just going to say she, I'm having a hard time saying that name, never gave Messerli consent to disclose the existence of any alleged debt in communication with her employer, in communication with the alleged debt. Upon information and belief, Messerli, whatever it is, did not have the express permission of the court of competent jurisdiction to disclose the existence of any alleged debt in communication with her employer in connection with the alleged debt. On or about March 30th, 2017, Discover Bank in Messerli, PA, filed this is crazy because Discover Bank will usually hire, so care of, they don't even buy the debt. Filed 17-SC, which is the small claims court, on or about June 20th, 2017, the court entered a default judgment. So you probably wonder, where is this leading to? Remember, a little technicality can make a big difference. All right, so on or about July 10th, 2017, the court sent out an earnings garnishment notice in the court case with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development as the garnishee. Exhibit A was sent to the plaintiff's employer for the case, was even filed, and long before judgment was entered, any post-judgment remedy could be effectuated. Upon information and belief, Messerli would have filed the lawsuit without verification of her employment. So here we go, right here. This is the technicality. And remember what I had said in other videos is that a debt collector cannot threaten to take you to court and sue you if they don't plan on doing it. And the technicality that got this dismissed and ultimately got this debt collector sued, even though when they do this for Discover Bank, Discover and American Express, they will hire debt collectors to collect it for them. They don't sell it to them normally. But what they did is they did a employment verification, because if she was not employed, they were not going to file this lawsuit. And that's the technicality, is that the violation in the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act is that they cannot threaten to take you to court to sue you if they are not really intending to do it. And just because of the way that they did this here, where they did an employment verification first, just to find out if she was employed, and then once they found out she was employed, they were like, oh, we can collect the money. And then what they did is they went ahead and got the lawsuit. And then you can read here, I'll put the link to this lawsuit. You can see that where they had explained that she had to, take time off work, gas mileage to meet with an attorney about this matter.
Okay, so anyway, basically, I just wanted to prove that they have a history of really shady behavior, and they've been doing this particular this particular collection company here. They're located in Plymouth, Minnesota, Messerli and Kramer. So they have a history of doing shady behavior in Minnesota and Wisconsin. Um, you know, trying to, so I just wanted to prove that today. So I think everybody needs to be really careful with these collection companies, and I think they are trying to prey on people. Like I said, they were buying up debts that were already paid off, and if you couldn't prove it, they'd try to collect again, and they can somehow access your bank accounts. And how are they doing that? That needs to be investigated right there. How are you getting at people's bank accounts information? I've never provided this company my bank account information. Um, and, there's apparently other people that had this happen to with them too, and they don't know how they got their bank information. That wasn't provided to them. So are you getting your information from the intelligence agencies? That's my guess. Otherwise, how would they be getting people's bank accounts information if that person is not giving it to you in any way? You don't have, you have to provide routing numbers and bank account numbers. How are these collection companies getting people's bank accounts numbers without them providing it to them? So that's a big question right there. So okay, just wanted to follow up on this